Rolling.
Okay, all right. Hello. How's it been?
I'm good. How's it been for you?
Full.
Same.
Full. I'm taking time off the gym.
Good.
It's a lot to carry this much weight and exercise and
Have to
sweat
exercise it.
and like not lose any of it at all ever.
That'd be frustrating.
My knees were like, "Yo, man, you need to make a change." And it's
Listen, we've been hustling.
and we've been doing our part. You haven't been doing your part.
Right.
Just keep eating, and it ruins this whole gym thing. So, I actually feel wonderful not going to the gym, but I want to go to the gym real bad too.
You like get into it.
I like it.
Like you, yeah. Like
Yeah.
You want it in your routine.
Not a lot of people do that. In a way, I like need it. There's like a chemical release that happens when I get a really good workout in, and it just gets your day going the right way. And then if you do it the right way, the results are addicting.
I like that. I want to get to that point. I'm not quite there.
It doesn't take a long time. Like, okay, when you're working out, it only takes about 2 weeks to see results in yourself.
Okay.
It takes like 6 to 8 weeks for other people to see the results.
Yeah.
But you notice really small things. You'll squeeze your arm or something just out of like, you don't even recognize, you just like squeeze your arm and you'll be like, oh, shoot. Or you touch your neck and you know the like size of your neck, but then you touch and you're like, oh, shoot, this is like way smaller. Or just like a clavicle that you didn't feel before that you just feel. So then you're like, well, if that can happen, what's the next? Like, what's next? And so there's a heavy addiction in I'm getting better and I'm getting better. And then there's those are the highs. The lows are you go like a month and you eat bad and you remember how you looked and felt, even if it's slight or small or whatever. You remember what it's like, and then you take your shirt off and you're like, damn, I did that. Now I have to do it all over again.
Right.
So there could be that depressing feel of up and down and up and down. So it's remaining consistent is important, but it's more in that like nutritional part, where you can stay consistent in the gym. Like me, I pretty much stayed consistent for like 11 years.
Right.
But the food is never consistent, for a couple of months, maybe. The longest stretch of time I had was like 5 years where I ate pretty clean. But after a while, I'm like tired. That's the part that a lot of people don't talk about. When you're eating really, really clean, you could potentially be tired, or especially if you're not eating meat, you could just feel like you have no energy,
Right.
like you're depleted, the food is not satiating, and all that stuff. So that's another thing that I was eventually, my gums were gray.
Right.
I was like, okay, I need to eat some pizza.
Right.
And beer and stuff. I don't drink beer, but that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so, but now I probably got enough of that.
Get back into it.
Yeah. I had enough of that. Well, anyways, in this episode, we're talking about places and foods. Yes. So let's start off with the top 3 places you have already been.
Are we talking restaurant specific or region?
Let's go with experience. Like, I went to this place and I had a great experience. Could include restaurants, could not. We'll talk restaurants next.
Definitely New Orleans. I think in New Orleans I had just a flavor explosion. Like, it was new stuff to me that I didn't eat before. That was just delicious. It was good. It was flavorful.
What about non-restaurant related?
As far as like
just your experience in that place, like beautiful, fun things to do.
Top 3.
If you say New Orleans again, I know that there's somebody you over there.
Right. I have the.
Because you've been talking about New Orleans for a while now.
I love New Orleans.
You
and
liked it.
I went years ago, and I still think about it. It comes up in my brain.
What month did you go in?
November.
That's why you like it.
Yeah.
You didn't hit the humidity.
The summer of New Orleans.
That summer's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humidity is real down south.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Definitely New Orleans.
Okay.
Shout out to the fam.
Yeah. You have a side family in New Orleans, a side family in Chicago.
Yeah. I'll be home one day.
Junior. All three kids.
We'll go 1 and 1. So what was one on your list?
All right. So I'll go number 1, Oahu.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was debating on it, but I had really such a polarizing time in Hawaii. I say polarizing because it was my fault what I did. I overbooked.
Oh,
I did too much stuff. I only went for 4 days. So it was just nonstop from the moment my feet touched the ground to the moment I left. I was doing an activity. However, all those activities, bomb. I went to a luau. Mind y'all, if y'all do, I think it was called the King's Luau. It's super expensive. It's not worth the money if you're going there for food and drinks, especially because drinks are about $30. And I went there a couple years ago, so with inflation, it's probably $40. But the actual show, fantastic. I went to a museum in Oahu, fantastic. There's like an underground scene there. Great. Found that by accident. I went swimming with the sharks. I went swimming with turtles.
Cool.
I went to Wet and Wild.
Okay.
Parasailing. And it's just beautiful. And I went there in September. So it was just like a magical experience. And in the moment I didn't take it for what it was because I was tired and I'm like, I'm doing all this stuff. But then when I think back on Hawaii so much, I'm like, this place is awesome. Yeah. So number 1 is definitely Oahu.
That's
for
a good
now.
Choice. That's a good choice. I've not been, so it's on my list.
Yeah.
Where else? I think one that I was just blown away by the feeling and the sights was, it's kind of random. Eugene, Oregon. I think Eugene.
You might be a white guy.
I feel like deep down I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately, depends on.
Yeah. Listen, trying to buy a house.
Yeah. I went with my boy, Sam. It was his uncle's place, and first of all, it's gorgeous. So it was also, I was staying at a very nice house at the same time, so that also added to it. But it's also just this feel of like there's pine trees everywhere. There's like stuff overhanging on the streets, so the light like plays with the trees. And it just feels tranquil. It's nice. It's like outdoorsy, but I wasn't like camping in the woods. It's nice. I like that kind of vibe. I think that was like a real good experience. Plus, like his uncle was like, well off. He worked really hard, and his house is just awesome too. It's like right behind a creek, or the creek is behind his house. Oh wow! So it's like you hear stream running water all day, and it's like it's really good. So
Eugene, Oregon.
It was random, really random, but it was really good.
I have a random. Oklahoma City.
Really?
Yeah, I had a really nice time there. Granted, I went there when I was on my 23rd birthday, so it's been a while. But number one thing I really liked, when you go in like the central point of the city, there's a lot of interracial people, like couples and stuff. Oh. Now, I do believe that the city is pretty segregated. Really? Yeah, there's like a quadrant for black, a quadrant for white, Hispanic, and I think Indian. But there's this very small town, really nice feel to Oklahoma City. I remember going to this chicken and waffle place that just felt like you're in the middle of nowhere with the nicest people, and it felt like the shop was still upholding this look from like the 1950s. But now I'm allowed to go in.
Right.
You know what I
like
mean?
The safer version.
Yeah, and it was just like very sweet and
awesome.
very nice. And I stayed at this pretty hotel, and when we went down to, nightlife, it wasn't too crazy. We went wine testing and whatever. It was a very just sweet experience.
Yeah, I like that feel.
Yeah.
That feel where you can like, if you had to settle down there, you'd be like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, I think I could probably live there.
Right.
If I had if I had good money and I'd be the black and the white zone or whatever, and just like live wherever, then yeah, I'd do it.
100%. It's a good one. I don't know. I've been quite a few places in the last couple of years. The one like wow experience because I hadn't experienced snow like that was Alaska. I think Alaska was like surprisingly really cool. It was like
really
again, I hadn't experienced snow like that or that I could remember.
Oh, snow!
But
yeah,
the culture, the city, everything. The people there were really nice. It was awesome. I really liked that one. It was really cool.
I was thinking about Alaska. So for y'all who don't know, we went to Alaska together. Yeah. I liked Alaska. It just wasn't what I think I was expecting. Or maybe I wasn't expecting anything at all, and it didn't like smack me hard. Right. It was just cool, But maybe I need to go to Fairbanks or go to other places because we went to Anchorage.
We were in Anchorage. Anchorage was cool. I like downtown Anchorage.
It's cool. Definitely need to go in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the dog sledding was really cool.
That was cool.
Out there. That was a cool experience.
That was really cool.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Okay. So Anchorage is your third?
Yeah, I'd say that's number 3.
All right. My third. This might be because I've only been there once. And I think I went in a month that I like. But it's DC.
Really?
Yeah. I went to DC this year. I went with high school friends. And it was just like a very nice experience. First of all, I love the buildings. It's so old, but it's very well taken care of. And I went during the day. So it was just like pretty, I legitimately felt like I was in Europe. I liked a lot of the food that I ate. I went to this nice bar that's pretty much sitting above DC, so you can see the White House. Cool. You can see everything. Like you could see the what's the name of that big needle?
The Washington one?
Yeah. The Washington needle. Sure. And I had a really good time going to see all the historic buildings. Seeing Lincoln in the chair, seeing all those things. I'm really big on history, so I had a really nice time just going and learning about those things and just seeing it. It's all very clean, prestige. And then I was scootering around DC, so that's fun. Well, I was on a city bike, but everybody else was on a scooter. Right. But the only thing about DC I didn't really love was the fact that they have those no-go zones, so the bike or the scooter doesn't work. So you have to push yourself like a doofus. Yeah. But aside from that, it was just like a beautiful, beautiful place. I went back home before the crime came out.
Good.
So
Smart move.
You know what I mean? I heard that when the sun goes down, it ain't safe. So I left. And then the White House was blocked off, so I couldn't really see it. Right. I saw parts of it, but not really. But I had a really cool time there. And it probably also had to deal with the people I went with. I had a nice time with those people. So I'll probably do it again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like how we picked U.S. places. I truthfully, full disclosure, have never left the country. I don't know. Never got around to it. So
you're a true American.
Full-blooded American.
We Americans don't go anywhere.
Yeah. No, I obviously want to leave the country and see different places, but haven't gotten to that point yet.
Save up for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
Yeah. Well, travel in general is not all that cheap, but
Yeah, especially now. It's more expensive than ever.
Yeah.
And not even just like the fact that it's more expensive and everybody's making more. Probably people are making more, but it's like outpaced. Because I remember in 2018, I had a manager, maybe 2017. I had a manager who went to London for a weekend. And he was like, dude, it's like $250 round trip. He went to go see a soccer game.
Yeah.
And now I don't believe it's $250 for a weekend, even on the best weekend.
Right.
All right. Favorite restaurants?
Ooh, restaurants. Now that I've had many experiences.
Yeah.
I've been to many restaurants.
Okay. Let's Keith Lee it.
Yeah, how do you decide? Do you have one in mind already?
Sort of. So it's fine.
My dog is like scratching up.
No, it's fine. I went to this restaurant I've spoken about this on the pod before. I went to this restaurant in San Diego that gave me Miami vibes.
Oh, okay.
There was like rope in the ceilings. I eventually found out that it was a restaurant like pretty much next to a Westfield.
Okay.
Or like on the outside parts of a Westfield mall. I don't know the name, but that restaurant, again, I think is probably who I went with. But it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
You went in, they had those ropes hanging from the ceiling. So it's like those like nautical ropes, big, thick ropes. And then just like walking in was nice. They had the shrubbery and the grass and all the stuff that was like lit goldenly.
Oh, nice.
And it was just really great. Now the food was super expensive and I think it was just fine, but it makes me, the vibe that they give you is like perfect.
That's crazy.
In fact, while you're talking, I'll find it.
You'll find it.
Yeah.
I've been to fancy restaurants where the meals weren't super memorable, but then I've also been to like dive bars where the food is bomb. I think like one of the more iconic ones here in LA is the name just escaped me. The one that's on the hill and you can see the city, and
it turns
Asian cuisine. No,
Yamashiro. Yeah,
Yamashiro's a vibe. Now you gotta go like have a mortgage payment ready to pay for the valet, the food, and everything. But it's a vibe. Like it's cool to sit there and like you feel fancy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think Yamashiro's up there.
How did you go to Yamashiro?
I had my aunt had a birthday there. This was years and years ago, but it was good. I'd say so.
Okay. I'm so close to finding. I went to Yamashiro in December for the first time.
Right.
I actually did their social media for a while, and and it was cool. Like just the being so high up, all the creative decisions that come along with making this authentic looking,
Right.
Japanese.
I think it's Japanese. Yeah.
Feeling nice.
Yeah.
Really expensive.
Super expensive.
No, like no need to go there.
Yeah.
No need to go there at all. Oh shoot. All right. Mexican fusion.
It was Mexican fusion.
That's what I think it was called. I want to say it was called Tokaya.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of Tokaya.
Yeah. Tokaya. Tokaya in San Diego. Nice place. Tokaya, modern Mexican. Sandy. I'm typing like an old person. Modern Mexican. Okay, yeah. This is 100% it. So it's Tokaya modern Mexican. This place is the bomb. And I'm only saying it. Oh wow, they redid it. Still looks good. Yeah. But yeah, You go there. Oh, there's another place. I went to this restaurant. Santa Monica. It might be Malibu.
Okay.
Santa Monica or Malibu. It's like the only restaurant in that spot.
Mm.
Like you're going, it's beach, it's a restaurant,
It's right by
and
the
then it's
beach?
beach. Yeah.
Is it called Paradise Cove? Because that was gonna be my my next one.
It's the only one.
I think so. Like it's like there's only one driveway for miles, and it's that restaurant.
That might that might be it.
Yeah, Paradise Cove. I like it because I've only been there once. Again, it's expensive, but you're right by the beach. You're sitting right there. I think a friend of mine went. We stumbled upon it. We were having like a photo day. We drove up and down PCH and just started taking pictures and stuff. And then we were on our way back and we're hungry and we pulled up into this Paradise Cove place. But we ordered just the like calamari as like an appetizer, and it's this giant martini glass, and it's filled to the brim with calamari, and it's just an appetizer. And so we split that together, and that was perfect. That's like all we needed. And then just right after, you walk to the beach, and you're good to go. You know. So I think that's experience plus food together. I think that was a good spot.
That's like the move.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found it. It's in Point Doom, Malibu.
Okay.
So your place was called Paradise
Paradise
Cove. This one is called the Sunset Restaurant.
Okay.
You go in there and you feel like this is the last time I'm going to see this money.
Right.
It's
I like how we're picking the high cuisine.
Yeah,
But it's just because the experience
right.
is good.
Carl's Jr. then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. You're next to the water.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying this like it's beautiful, but you're next to the water. You're eating Italianish style food, and you're just like chilling.
Yeah.
Big chilling.
And it's not like super busy like a Bubba Gump. You know, Bubba Gump, everyone's walking around.
Never even been there.
Well, like, so the Bubba Gump in Santa Monica, right on the pier,
Mm-hmm.
you're sitting like this, and people are walking past you. It's loud and everything. It's not like
Yeah.
that.
No.
It's more of
It's a personal experience.
exactly.
I actually am starting to really love Malibu.
Yeah.
Really love Malibu.
I like Malibu a lot.
I went out there a month and a half ago at night. I got in the car and just started driving.
Good.
And I landed in Malibu.
In Malibu.
Had no clue where I was going, where I was trying to go. I just landed in Malibu. And Malibu is one of those places that it has that drive to get in, and you don't know like what else is there to this.
Right.
And it doesn't look all that great until you find a pocket to drive into. Then you're like, oh, it's like down to earth in a chic way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with that.
That's dope.
Yeah. Malibu is such a beautiful place. If you could, if we could just find a place there. The only issue with Malibu is it's really far away. Yeah,
it's kind of out of, like, to get to the valley, you have to go through, like, Topanga Canyon or whatever. You have to go through the mountain, and it's windy. And,
it's a lot.
And then to get to L.A., it's even farther. Yeah.
From North Hollywood, one time I went to a party in Malibu Hills, and it was an hour and 45-minute drive to the top of the hill.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Beautiful, though.
Yeah, it's always that's what it is. It's because it's so far.
Yeah,
not everyone can just go up there. You know,
I'm now one of the people.
Yeah, I'm one of the elites.
Yeah, I am one of the people.
I upgraded.
I love Malibu, and I'm not even a beach person.
I know we were just talking about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
All the places I end up loving are beach places. I like. Where's the place I love going to? Huntington.
Yeah.
Huntington Beach. I can go there all the time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it going out there.
Malibu's better.
You think it's better? Huntington's more like even more exclusive because it is quite a bit of a drive.
Like I think Newport is probably more exclusive because there's more money there. Mm-hmm. Huntington is like the kids, the failed kids of the Newport parents.
But even still, it's still like nice. Yeah. You're like, this is down a pig? I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, if you spend enough time there, you'll get it.
You'll find out.
You'll get it. I spent a day in Newport once. I put on a Tommy Bahama shirt, and I just was like, let's see what this feels like.
Right.
Y'all learn enough that I do that all the time. I just get in the car and drive.
Which is really cool. Like, I think that's the way to explore city.
Yeah. Drive. That's how I find all types of places in California. You know that one place, Solvang? Yeah. Yeah. I found that by accident.
Really?
Yeah. I just drove and then I got off an exit once and was like, oh, what's Solvang? And then I was like, oh, dope. This is great. Yeah. And I've been there maybe 3-4 times. Haven't done it in a while.
It's been a minute since I've been to Solvang.
Yeah.
I think the last time I worked a wedding up there in that area, and then we stopped in Solvang, I think. So.
A lot of beautiful places in California.
Yeah.
And Arizona.
Arizona too, yeah.
Arizona is really nice. The only thing is it's boiling hot.
Yeah. And then everyone goes, it's okay, because there's AC everywhere you go. Yeah, but when you go outside, you're dying.
You are dying. But it's only a fourth of the year.
Fair. Yeah.
So people are just kind of like, whatever.
But desert cold is also fucking cold.
I'm okay with desert cold.
Oh, you're good with desert cold?
I'm okay with more layers.
That's fair.
I'm not okay with being hot and having nothing else to rip off my body. Yes. Like, what do you guys want, the skin?
Yeah. It's not happening.
I have a friend that lives in Vegas who came out here for a little bit and was very scared that Vegas was going to be too hot. But now they're back in California for a little bit, and they're like, I'm so used to the Vegas heat that California's cold.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
Hell no.
It's still hot for us.
It's still. I could never live in Vegas. To me, it feels like a cigarette.
Okay, that's real specific. Sure.
No, I got off the plane once because I mainly drive to Vegas, but one time I flew to and fro. And I remember getting off the plane and feeling like I just smell a big cigarette. Dang. And I smelled it for a week. Yeah. And that's how you know I'm dumb. I went to Vegas for 7 full days. Yeah. Vegas is a 3 to 4 day thing.
Vegas is a 1.5 to 2 day thing.
Nah, you could do Vegas for 2 full.
For your first time, sure, you could spend 3-4 days. For me, I don't want to go to Vegas.
At all. I don't want to go.
You get hyped and you're like, oh, yeah, we're going to gamble, we're going to drink. And then you realize everyone else had the same idea as you. And so you're tuna fishing everywhere. There's like, you walk the strip and everyone's yelling and throwing shit and all kinds of stuff. And you're like, I don't deal with this. Old Vegas is cool.
Fremont.
Fremont.
Oh, Fremont is my spot.
Fremont's cool.
I walked Fremont once for 14 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
All day.
All day. And because I didn't know what time of the day it was. Because, they have the big screen in the sky. Yeah. So it kind of covers the sky.
It for real does.
Yeah. So, but you can obviously look at the sides and see like it's day or night. But I was just having such a good time. I didn't realize that, 6 hours passed by.
Right.
And there's a concert on the side of the street. Yes. And then there's a magic show. Yeah. And then there's kids flipping. Yeah. And I'm just kind of like, I'm going to watch every single one of these.
And it takes you so long to get from one end to the other.
That's it. If you care.
Yeah.
If you're just like power walking through the whole thing, then you're done in an hour, maybe.
Right.
A lot of cool magic shows too. I went to a cheap magic show that actually ended up being pretty good. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
The last restaurant that kind of resonates with me, I guess, if that's the way to call it. I love old diner places. I love old diner places. It's like really cool. Like the ones you see on the side of the road, like, or like the ones that you see in like movies that are like, it's like a big trailer. They're sitting and it says diner on the thing.
Yeah.
There's a spot called the Black Cow in Montrose in like La
Jolla?
Crescenta.
La Jolla? La
No, it's right here, like right off the 210. And I've like my mom and my aunt found it because they worked in a building that was like right next door. And I've been going there for years, and it's like good, classic diner food. The coffee, they have like a coffee bar kind of thing. They have like real good milkshakes and stuff like that. Like it's just a good diner feel, but the place looks classy. It looks like it would be like you'd see it in New York. I think if you went in, you'd be like, this is a good New York vibe. That's a cool spot. That's like one of my favorite restaurants. It's the Black Cow. It's really cool. And then you walk outside, and it's like if you go on the weekend on Sundays, it's what do you call them? What are the street markets? What do you call it? The like, well, there's vendors on the street. They close off the street.
Like yeah, okay.
Sorry,
Farmers Market. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like an old timey neighborhood. Like the street has old shops, like toy shops and rug stores, bookstores, all this kind of stuff. And then on Sundays there's a farmers market, so you can walk and everyone's there, fresh food, fresh whatever. It's really cool. It's awesome.
This is Montrose?
This is Montrose, and it's not that far. It's between here and Pasadena.
On 4th of July, I went to in a community event in San Marino. You know that place? It's like near Alhambra, Pasadena area.
Okay.
And it was like straight out of a TV show.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's a guy on the grass with a hat on his head, like on his face. He's taking a nap, and he's like bopping his leg. There's cover bands that are like 70-year-old people. The fire trucks are there, and the kids are like climbing all over the fire trucks. And you know, like
they talk like that too.
Yeah. You know, the fire trucks. And you know, like everyone you meet, they're like, "Oh, this is the head of the student council," you know, and it's like, oh, it's like a small town that was like, oh, we just did this thing, you know, and they're like, to sing the national anthem, 12th grader, blah blah blah, who's a part of the Key Club and stuff, and everyone was like obviously trying to make it obvious to me that they like get that they're privileged or whatever. So they were like, welcome to this waspy event. And I was like, dude, I'm having the time of my freaking life.
Don't yuck your own yum.
Yeah. I was like, relax. You don't have to do all that. Like, I'm here to enjoy this also. I didn't want to be in North Hollywood.
Yes, exactly. Where I wasn't sure if it was a firework in the area. I'd rather be here.
Yeah, it was all good. Like seeing a bunch of kids running around and playing with lightsabers and stuff. I was just like, I could do this.
Yeah, it was like that one time I worked at a street festival for 4th of July in Puerto Ranch. I think you went.
Oh yeah. It was like that, but in a park.
That's really cool.
Just like a big green experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Gotta love
it. What's on the list? Like future. Gotta go see 3 things. 3 places.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Iceland is on my list. Ireland and Scotland.
Damn, you really are a white guy.
I really like that kind of stuff. I also like their accents. I think it's really cool. I also want to see. I hear Costa Rica is really cool.
Oh, I have heard that too.
Costa Rica's on my list too. I think I like that. Places outside of the U.S. Like I've seen the U.S. Not all of it, obviously, but that's
yeah. You know what I'll say? I love seeing new places, but traveling is also kind of overrated.
Yeah.
In such a specific way, because I've been in a lot of places that I really like, and then my mind goes to that place where I'm like, what's next? What else? Because I'm going to go back home.
Right.
Right? And the experience you have when you travel is a vacation experience.
Right.
You go and it's beautiful and it's amazing and it's this whole thing that you take in with your heart because you don't live there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go back home and you tell everybody how great it is over there. But then there's somebody over there who's like, this place sucks.
Right.
You know? And so, like, I kind of battle with, especially like when you're dating or something like that. Mm-hmm. You're meeting people who are just like so itchy to travel. And you kind of want to just say, like, why? But then I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's more just to experience new stuff.
Yeah. And just have new memories.
Yeah.
Which is why I think traveling is cool, but who you go with is so important.
Definitely. Don't travel with a lame person.
Exactly.
Who halfway, I don't like this seat.
Yes.
They don't have the pretzels that I like. This is cool, but I've been somewhere that has it way better.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you off the plane.
Yeah. That, like, as you can hear with my responses, it's just like who I went with that made that trip.
Yes.
Especially DC. Like, if I didn't know what to do or where to go, I probably would run into an adventure. But I, like, did it with my friends. Yeah. And it was heartwarming, and we got to talk, and it was just all those things put together, you know. But I always, like, I grew up traveling with my parents, well, especially with my mom, you know. So we did Europe and the
that's cool.
Caribbean. Like, we went all over the place. My mom went to Africa. My mom just gets on a plane. But I remember having the feeling that this is just not enough. Like, I got to a point where I just don't even care. You know, okay, there's other places to see. But then as I started traveling as an adult, that's when I learned I'm one of those people that needs to experience this with others. And that can make this memory not one that just disappears once I'm done with it. Yeah. Especially because I've been a lot of places by myself. And I'll take a picture or something like that. But I get back on that plane and there's this eerie, empty feeling. That you're just like, especially coming back from Hawaii, I had a great time, beautiful time. I still kind of dream about it, but it would have been better with other folks, with at least one other person that could be on my level. You know, have a good time, get up, go do some fun stuff, and not complain, and just like be a vibe. Anyways, places I want to see, guess with other people. Maybe like the Ivory Coast.
Okay. It's a very unique one. Not everybody picks that.
Yeah. My mom went there, and I remember she invited me, and I said no.
Oh.
The Amalfi Coast.
Okay. Amalfi Coast.
And maybe I was supposed to go there last year. Croatia would be cool.
Croatia. I think Morocco sounds cool.
Yeah.
And exotic. And Dubai.
Yeah.
Like, you got to say that at least.
But only if you have the money to go into the buildings.
Yes, exactly.
Like, if you're just walking around to see the building.
200-degree heat and watch the AC inside.
Yeah. If you're just window shopping in Dubai, you're like, all right, I could do this at home. But I definitely want to go places that are screensavers on my computer.
Yes.
That's like the goal.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's the travel and food episode. If you guys like this episode, keep on listening to us. Goodbye.